namo tukashamanastam namami hariparam. Jammadasha yaton imbayat itarasta chalte shva vigyasvarat tene brahma hridaya adikavaye muhyanti suraya. Tejovari murtam yata vinimayo yatra trisalgo murisha dhamna svena sada nirasta kwakam satam param vinimahi. Dharma purojita kaitaputra paramo nirmasaranam satam vedam vastavam attaravastu shivadam tapatrayon vurnanam. Srimad Bhagavate Muni Krite Kimba Pare Ishvaraha Sattu Hritya Varutya Tetra Kritivihi Shurshubhish Darshana Nigama Kalpataro Kalitam Palam Shukamuka Tamrita Dravasanyutam Pivada Bhagavatam Rasama Alayham Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Pavaka Sachirananda Rupaya Vishwopapyadi Hetave Tapatraya Vinashaya Sri Krishnaya Payam Numa Yam Prabharantam Anupeta Apeta Krityam Dvipayano Viraha Katara Ajuhava Putreti Tammayataya Taravo Vinedustam Salvabhutam Putta Hridayam Munim Anatosmi Yasvanubhavam Akila Shrutisaramekam Adhyatmadipam Atitirsatam Tamontam Samsarinam Karunaya Purana Kuyam Tam Vyasasunum Upayami Kurum Muninam Narayanam Namaskritya Namchaiva Narottamam Devim Saraswatim Vyasam Tato Jayam Udiraye Kamaniya Kishora Mukta Murte Kalavenu Kvanita Dritta Nanendoho Mama Vachi Vijrim Vittam Murare Madurim Nakani Kapi Kapi Namo Om Vishnupadaya Krishna Prestaya Bhutale Srimate Bhaktivedanta Swami Namine Namaste Saraswati Deve Gauravani Pracharine Nilvishesha Sunyavadi Pachacha Deshatarine Vande Nanda Brajastrinam Padarenum Apekshina Shaha Yasam Harigatu Gitam Punati Vanatrayam Sri Kopi Charanavinda Paramana Ve Namaha Pitambaram Karabirajita Chakrashankam Komotaki Sara Sijam Karuna Samudram Radha Sahayamiti Sundara Mandahasam Bathal Layesha Manisham Hari Bhavayami Hridi Bhavayami Komalam Kujayam Venum Samaloyam Kumaraka Veda Vedya Param Brahma Vasatam Prato Mama Bukam Karoti Vachalam Pangum Langayate Grim Yakripa Tamaham Bande Paramananda Madhavam Salvatra Govinda Nama Sankirtanam Govinda Govinda Srila Prabhupada ki Jai. Hare Krishna, everyone. So thanks for joining. So it's
Hare Krishna, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Can we just say, please accept my humble obeisances to everyone, and welcome to our Srimad Bhagavatam third class today. Is the third lesson we're going to just start today, and Patanjali Muni Prabhu is going to share the screen. If anyone wish to read the translation, please kindly raise your hand on your Zoom, and we will give you opportunity to read one after one. And also, Alkesh Prabhu is being co-host today. So, can I see Alkesh Prabhu? Are you here? Can you hear me? Haribol?
Hare Krishna Mataji. Hare Krishna.
Yeah, Alkesh Prabhu, are you as a co-host? So, could you kindly just make sure that anyone who comes on the chat or raise their hands, just please give them opportunity to read the translations.
Yeah, that's fine, Mataji. That's
fine. Please. Thank you very much. And Patanjali Muni Prabhu, are we going to read the verse from 1 to 8 today again?
Yes, I'll do read the once again, and then
we did the translation.
Okay.
Yeah. Okay. Fine then. Then if you just do the Sanskrit verse 1 to 8, and then we will do the translations one each person will do the translation.
That will be great.
Yeah.
Okay.
Haribol.
Hare Krishna. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Om Namo Bhagavate Vasudevaya. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahapuranam Prathama Skanda Atha Prathamo Dhyaya Jamma Dasha Yaton Baya Itaras Chalteshva Vigasvara Tene Brahma Hridaya Atikavaya Mudhyanti Suraya Tejovari murdam yata vinimayo yatra trisalgo mursha tamna svena sada nirasa kuakam satam param dimahi. Dharma projita kaita botra paramo nilmasaranam satam vedam pastavam atra vastu sivalam tapatrayon murlanam. Srimad Bhagavate Mamuni Krite Kimba Pare Ishvaraha Satyo Hritya Varutatyatra Kritivi Sushurshvi Darshana. Nigamakal Kalitam Palam Sukamukhat Amrita Samyutam. Vivada Bhagavatam Rasamalayam Muhuraho Rasika Bhuvi Pavuka. Naimishe Nimishakshestre Risaya Shonakadaya Satram Svalgaya Lokaya Sasram Samamasata. Taekada Tumunaya Pratal Hutagnaya Sakritam Sutamasinam Paprachur Idamatara. Vishaya Uchu Tavayaka Lupuranani Setia Sani Janaga Akyatanyata Vitani Dharma Shastrani Anyuta Yani Veda Vidam Shresto Bhagavam Adarayanaha Anyacha Munaya Sutta Para Vido Vidu Vedatvam Sometas Salvam Tatvatastat Anugrahat Puruhu Snita Shashitra Purabo Kuyam Apata. Okay, this was up to
Yeah. So can I just start with the verse 1 translation, and then everybody else can get the opportunity. We'll see who has raised their hands here to read the translation.
Go ahead,
Jai Shri Krishna. Hare Krishna. O my Lord, Shri Krishna, son of Vasudeva, O all-preventing personality of a Godhead, I offer my respectful obeisances unto you. I meditate upon Lord Shri Krishna because he is the absolute truth and the primeval cause of all causes, of all the creation, sustains and destruction of the manifested universes. He is directly and indirectly conscious of all manifestations, and he is independent because there is no other cause beyond him. It is he only who first imparted the Vedic knowledge into the heart of a Brahmaji, the original living being. By him, even the great sagas and demigods are placed into illusion. As one is bewildered by the illusory representation of water seen in fire or land seen on water, only because of him do the material universes temporarily manifested by the reactions of the three modes of nature appear factual, although they are unreal. I therefore meditate upon him, Lord Shri Krishna, who is eternally existent in the transcendental abode, which is forever free from the illusory representations of the material world. I meditate upon him, for he is the absolute truth. Hare Krishna. So we just a second, let's check the participants who have, okay. There is a Sipara Datta Mataji. Can read the second verse, please? Sipara Mataji.
Hare Krishna.
Please read the translation, second verse.
Completely rejecting all religious activities which are materially motivated, this Bhagavata Purana propounds the highest truth, which is understandable by those devotees who are fully pure in heart. The highest truth is reality, distinguished from illusion for the welfare of all. Such truth uproots the threefold miseries. This beautiful Bhagavatam, compiled by the great sage Vashadeva in his maturity, is sufficient in itself for God realization. What is the need of any other scriptures? As soon as one attentively and submissively hears the message of Bhagavatam by this culture of knowledge, the Supreme Lord is established within his heart. Hare Krishna.
Hare Krishna. Thank you. Vinod Vihari Das Prabhu, can you unmute yourself and could you kindly please read the verse 3?
O expert and thoughtful man, relish Srimad Bhagavatam, the mature fruit of the desire tree of Vedic literatures. It emanated from the lips of Sri Sukadeva Goswami. Therefore, this fruit has become even more tasteful, although its nectarian juice was already relishable for all, including liberated souls.
Okay, there is a Vaishali Didi. Please, can you kindly read the verse 4 translation? Vishalni Didi, Navaneet.
Navneet Chaur was reading.
Yeah.
Once in a holy place in the forest of Naimisharanya, great sages headed by the sage Sonak assembled to perform a great 1,000-year sacrifice for the satisfaction of the Lord and his devotees.
Haribol. Okay, Alkesh Prabhu, could you kindly read the verse 4 translation, please? 5, sorry. Haribol.
One day after finishing their morning duties by burning a sacrificial fire and offering a seat of esteem to Srila Sutta Goswami, the great sages made inquiries with great respect about the following matters.
Okay, Palika Mataji, would you like to read one verse translation, verse 6?
Yes, thank you. Thank you very much. Text 6. The sages said, respected Sutta Goswami, you are completely free from all vice. You are well versed in all the scriptures famous for religious life, and in the Puranas and the histories as well. For you have gone through them under proper guidance and have also explained them.
Pravita, would you like to read verse 7? Pravita?
I don't think she's in Sangeeta.
Okay, Uma, can you read Uma 7, please?
Yes, yeah. Hare Krishna. Being the eldest learned Vedantis, O Sutta Goswami, you are acquainted with the knowledge of Vyasadeva, who is the incarnation of Godhead, and you also know other sages who are fully versed in all kinds of physical and metaphysical knowledge.
Haribo, thank you. And Meena Kavya, would you like to read the verse 8 translation, please? Meena Kavya? Can you unmute yourself, Meena Kavya?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay.
And because you are submissive, your spiritual masters have endowed you with all the favors bestowed upon a gentle disciple. Therefore, you can tell us all that you have scientifically learned from them.
Haribo. Thank you everyone for reading translation. Now I will hand it to Patanjali Muni Prabhu to just explain on the verses, and please could you unmute everyone except me and Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Thank you, Haribo.
Okay, thank you very much one more time for joining this Srimad Bhagavatam class. So this is the third class. So that the last week we discussed how to read Srimad Bhagavatam. And one of verse from Bhagavatam Mahatmya, we discussed that Sloka Artha Sloka Padamba Nitya Bhagavatottama. So either half sloka or one line of sloka. Sloka Artam Sloka Padamba Nityam, constantly, Nitya, day and night, and then every day, Bhagavat Utpavam, from the Bhagavatam. You pick any verse. If you constantly you reading that, then what will happen? You will have Jammakoti Kritam Papam. So simple activity, simple reaction of Jammakoti. Millions and millions of life. This one Nashante will be destroyed. And Na Natra Shamsaha. Atra here, Na Shamsaha. There is no doubt. So this is a guarantee of Bhagavatam. But when you read, there is a condition. Bhatasva, you must read Svamukena Eva, by your own voice. So that it is very important for you. You join in this Bhagavatam, the reading opportunity, so that please raise your voice. So this is the time that you actually connect yourself with the Krishna in a way that you are expressing your love to Krishna. So then also you learn how to communicate with Krishna through this format. So if you look at Bhagavatam, it's all about question and answer. It's not that only one person speak, everybody just listen quietly. No, always there's a constantly question answer from Parikshit Maharaj with Sukadeva Goswami, and then Narada Muni, and Vyasadev, and then Shonaka Rishi, and Sutta Goswami, Vidura and Maitreya, Vidura and Uddhava and Krishna constantly they are discussing each other. So this way, in order to make this class very valuable, so that your contribution is very important. So then make sure within your own good time also, make sure pada suba mukena naiva, suba mukena, by your own voice, try to read loudly so that you can get maximum benefit of Srimad Bhagavatam. So that if you do that, he says yat pichasi param gatim, and there is a guarantee that you reach the highest goal. So this is the message of Bhagavatam Mahatmya. So we discussed yesterday how to read this Srimad Bhagavatam. And also we discussed up to first line of second verse of first chapter. So today we'll discuss further from what we left off last time. So we are here due to Krishna's mercy. So tena vina trina rapi na chalati. Tena vina, without his mercy, without Krishna's sanction, trina rapi. Trina is a blade of glass. You know, you can look at outside, there are so many grasses. So this a blade of grass, na chalati, don't move. So truly Krishna showered the mercy upon us. That's why we are here. And also, how come we receive this mercy? Through the mercy of Srila Prabhupada. So we are all here by sanction of Krishna and by mercy of Srila Prabhupada. And then last week we discussed how to read the Srimad Bhagavatam. And today, after reading, then how can we understand the Srimad Bhagavatam? Before we enter into actual verse, so we go through a little bit of how to understand Bhagavatam. We'll discuss a little bit. So answer is simple, by love. So Srimad Bhagavatam is a science of bhakti. It's a pure love. So today we'll go through then how can we attain this love? So by going through Chaitanya Charitamrita. So in Madhya Lila, there is a discussion between Sanatana Goswami and Lord Chaitanya. So that in Srimad Bhagavatam, there is one verse, it starts with Atmarama. So this verse, Lord Chaitanya explained to Sanatana Goswami 61 different ways. So one chapter title called 61 explanations of Atmarama verse. So having heard that, Sanatana Goswami was thinking, before I say this verse, Palika Mataji helping me to pronounce. Thank you, Palika Mataji. So Sanatana Goswami is saying that, Tumi Bhakta Bhagavatera, Tumi Jana Alta, Tona Vina Anya, Janite Naika Samalta, Tumi Bhakta. Actually, you are the real speaker. So Bhagavatam coming from Krishna to Lord Brahma, Brahma to Narada, Narada to Vyasa, Vyasa to Sukadeva Goswami, and from Sukadeva Goswami, Sutta Goswami. In this way, it's a parampara. But you are the original speaker. Bhagavatera Bhakta. So you are the speaker. Tumi Jana Artha. You are the one only who knows the Artha, the meaning. And then Toma Vina. Except you, Anya, all other people, Naeka Samartha Janite, no one can understand the Srimad Bhagavatam. And how we understand? Please read this translation, anyone?
Yeah. My dear Lord, you are the original speaker of the Bhagavatam. You therefore know its real import, but for you, no one can understand the confidential meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam.
Then Lord Chaitanya give an answer here, so that Krishna Tulya Bhagavata Vivu Salva Ashraya Prati Sloke Prati Akshare Nanartha Khaya. So Lord Chaitanya agrees with Sanatana Goswami. Yes, Bhagavatam is Krishna. Tulya is exactly the same. Krishna and Bhagavatam is Tulya, is equal. And Salva Ashraya is a shelter of all beings, all living entity, is shelter of all, but and yet prati sloke prati akshara. Each sloka, each akshara, each syllable has nana artakaya, various meaning. Lord Chaitanya explained the one verse in 61 different ways. In this way, even one akshara, one letter, one syllable, one pronunciation itself has various meaning. So please read the translation.
Okay, Uma, could you please unmute? Yeah, Uma, can you read, please?
Yes, yes. Srimad Bhagavatam is as great as Krishna, the Supreme Lord, and the shelter of everything. In each and every verse of Srimad Bhagavatam, and in each and every syllable, there are various meanings.
Okay. So then Lord Chaitanya gives the clue for us. Yes, Bhagavatam is difficult to understand, but the love, if you have love, then there is possibility of understanding. Amahena yeva keha bhatulahaya eidrishe bhagavatera alta janaya. Bhagavatera alta. The meaning of Bhagavatam janaya, you may understand how. Amahena, you become like me. How? Bhatula, you become madman like me. Read this translation.
Yeah. Okay, Meena Kavya, please can you unmute yourself?
If one becomes a madman like me, he may also understand the meaning of Srimad Bhagavatam by this process.
Here Lord Chaitanya is saying that you have to be mad to understand Srimad Bhagavatam. In what way? Mad out of love. You must, for example, when boy and girl associate, they are mad at each other. They're constantly thinking about the opposite party, or what he's doing, what she's doing. So if I buy this one, he like it or she like it, and the boy brings the flower, so that this looks like exactly like her face. So let me offer this flower to. Constantly mad at each other. So in the Bhagavatam, Purita Sura, he gives an explanation. So devotee, how should mad, what kind of intensity they should mad after Krishna. They here in the Purita Sura give explanation. Nana kapurishtam nacha parameshtyam. Not this one. Ajatapaksha iba mataram kagaha stanyam yata bhasatara shudartaha puriyam pureva vyastam visanna mano aravindaksha didiriksha tetvam. So Ajatapaksha, the bird, Ajata, the wing has not developed. Paksha is not developed. So little bird. So they are waiting in the nest until mother bird comes back to feed them. So the whole day they're thinking mother comes back. So Ajada Paksha, Mataram Kagaha. So mother bird, little bird waiting for mother bird. In this way, we have to mad for message of Krishna's. We have to wait for message of Krishna. We have constantly think of Bhagavatam in this way. And another example, Pritarasura gives, Stanyam yatha vasatara shudartaha. Vasatara, Vasa, the cows, they are shudarta, they are in pain due to thirst. So when they are in thirst, they are waiting for mother's stanya, mother's udder, so that they can drink milk from mother. So in this way, when the mother cow in the morning, early morning, they go out to the field to help all the agricultural work. But young calf is waiting until mother cow comes back. So why they're waiting for mother cow? Constantly they're thinking about mother cow's feeding that moment. So in this way, that much we have to intensely think about Krishna. And also Priyam, Priyeva, Vyushitam, Vishannaha. So young married couple, and then the husband goes away. The wife is Vishanna, is grief stricken. and the constant thinking. So that when is my husband coming back? So when my husband coming back, I'm going to cook this, I'm going to do that, and always thinking about the beloved husband. So in this way, my mind, mana, aravinda, aksha, didirkshate tvam. I'm yearning for your, I'm yearning for, sorry, something is happening here. I'm yearning for the moment of your coming, your aravinda aksha, the lotus eye. So in this way, Lord Chaitanya is saying that you have the madman like me, then you will have a little bit of understanding. So in order to develop this mad love, how do you do that? So Bhagavatam, there is a explanation about this love. Bhagavatam is nothing but science of love. And then in the Chaitanya Charitamrita, Lord Chaitanya is saying that, yes, love that counts. And also Gita also teaching us how to develop love. But Gita is more our level, in one sense, step by step it teaches. So this is chapter 4, text 10. This one is such an important verse, so that I'd like to ask all unmute to read after me, so that let us do together.
Yeah.
So are you ready? So everybody unmute, and then please read this out to me. This is an important verse. This is a key verse for today, how to develop love for Krishna. Pita raga bhaya kuroda. Pita raga bhaya kuroda. Manmaya mam upasrita.
Manmaya Mashita.
Manmaya mam upasrita. Bahavo jnana tapasa. Bahavo jnana tapasa. Uttamat bhavam agata. Uttamat bhavam agata. Please read translation.
Yeah, Vinod Vihar. So Vinod Vihar Prabhu, you can read the translation, please.
Being
Everyone
faithful,
unmute, please. Everybody unmute yourself, please. Except the one Vinod Vihar Das Prabhu, please. Thank you.
being free from attachment, fear, and anger, being fully absorbed in me and taking refuge in me, many persons in the past became purified by knowledge of me, and thus they all attained transcendental love for me.
Your transcendental love, the secret of attaining transcendental love, Krishna reveals to Arjuna. So transcendental love in Bengali is aprakriti bhalobasha. So Palika Mata, is that correct? Aprakriti bhalobasha. Love,
Yes, yes.
but aprakriti is not prakriti, aprakriti, transcendental love. So our love is tainted with our own I, me, mine. So I love that girl because why? Because that girl is beautiful. So there is a certain condition to it. So I love this man because he is very powerful. He has a good job. So in this way, there is a certain condition to it. So that this condition disappears and love also disappears. So, but love for Krishna has to be transcendental love, not limited with our certain understanding, our senses. You shouldn't be like that. So here, Krishna gives explanation of how to develop this transcendental love. So first step, there are 3 steps to it. According to this verse, let's go through one by one. First step. So how to develop love Krishna? Develop love for Krishna is Pita Raga Bhaya Kuroda. So we have to remove Raga Bhaya Kuroda. Pita means without. So without raga, attachment, without bhaya, fear, without krodha, anger. So we discussed last week, the fear itself has 9 different fear. And attachment also, we have so many different attachment to family, attachment for certain work, attachment for sometimes silly things, attachment for drama and cinema, so many things. And also krodha, in our life, we can't remove this krodha. Always something happens against our expectation. So then we have to see how to remove this attachment, and then this fear, and then this krodha, anger. So Bhagavatam gives a clue that it goes to the root of this attachment, the root of the fear, the root of anger. So what is that? Ahankritam bandham, due to ultimately our ego. So why we get attached? Because I like something. I like something. I love this one. This is my family, all involved with I, me, my, mine. This is ahankar, ahankaritam. So when we do certain activity, when you think in certain way, due to our ahankara, bandham, bondage arises. And then when you have this bondage, artha piparaya, so always something opposite happens. So krodha, why we get angry? We want to be in a certain way, but actually it doesn't happen in that way. Then we get angry. But Vidvan, one who knows, one who has knowledge, all this samsara chintam, raga bhaya krodha is samsara chintam. They throw away this samsara chintam. And then tulya stitaha, they try to reach, they try to stay in transcendental realm, tulya. So please read this translation.
The false ego of the living entity places him in bondage and awards him exactly the opposite of what he really desires. Therefore, an intelligent person should give up his constant anxiety to enjoy material life and remain suited in the Lord, who is beyond the functions of material consciousness. Hare Krishna.
So, Hare Krishna, thank you. So, false ego, source of raga, bhaya, krodha. So the solution is, here it says, you give up, intelligent person, vidban, you become realized soul. How? By give up constant anxiety to enjoy material life for yourself. We have attachment for family. Why? We think this is my family, this is my son, my daughter. So that we have to change it into, this is a Krishna's daughter, this is a Krishna's son, so that I have to serve them in a way that suitable for their own pursuit of spiritual journey. This way, we turned this attachment into transcendental love. We have to see in the Krishna eyes. Bhaya, fear, nothing to fear. Ultimately, Krishna knows what's best. So that even in death, for the devotee, Krishna will look after us. So what to fear? Success and failure is a social criteria. According to Krishna, there is no failure, no success. So that we have to have 100% faith onto Krishna, then nothing to fear in life. When you feel certain fear in your life, it's a sign of ignorance. What kind of ignorance? You are neglecting the presence of Krishna. Your connection with Krishna is weak. There is a sign of fear. And then krodha. Why do we have krodha? This is nothing but expression of our ahankar. So in this way, if you constantly remove the element of what makes raga, bhaya, krodha, which is ahankar, if you remove that, then we will get close to achieve transcendental love of Krishna. This is the first step, vita, raga, bhaya, krodha. And the second step, mammaya mam upasritaha. So by thinking everything we perceive as Krishna's energy, and also we have to upasritaha, try to surrender unto Krishna. So then, how do we perceive things, everything as Krishna? So again, Bhagavatam says that Manasa Bhachasa Drishtya Grihate Na Anyal Api Indrae. Whatever you perceive, Grihate, whatever you perceive through Manasa, mind, Bhachasa, word, Drishate, by seeing, or other, Anya Indraya, other senses. You think that Aham Eva, Krishna saying, that is me. This is a sign of surrender. And then, Na Matto Anya, Mattaha, there is nothing beyond than me, Mattaha, nothing higher than me. So Krishna said in the Gita also, Matta Parataram Na Anya Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya, nothing existing beyond me. There is 7th chapter, Matta Parataram Na Kinchit Asti Dhananjaya. Krishna declares it. There is nothing beyond me, nothing higher than me. Iti, like this, Bhuttatvam, Bhutyatvam, you have to think, Anjasa, by analytical study. Okay, please read translation, this.
Yes, yeah, next is Chetna Shah. Chetna Shah needs to unmute and read the translation, please. Chetna. Okay.
Within this world,
Okay,
whatever is perceived by the mind, speech, eyes, or other senses, is me alone and nothing besides me. All of you, please understand this by a straightforward analysis of the facts.
Thank
So,
you.
yeah, this is the process about the surrender. So first of all, you have to remove Pita Raga, Bhaya Krodha. Second step is trying to perceive whatever you perceive, you're trying to perceive in the eyes of Krishna. So Krishna said that me alone. Next, and then after that, final step, so that the removing Raga Bhaya Krodha is not easy. Trying to perceive Krishna in everything also not easy. So then, can you make it a bit easy way? So that Krishna said, no problem. Bhavo Jnana Tapasa. Then you perform Jnana Tapasa. So what is Jnana Tapasa? So Bhagavatam says, Jamma Guhyam Bhagavato Yaeta Prayato Naraha Sayam Prakta Grinan Bhaktya Dukha Kramat Vimuchyate. So this also has to be our motto of those who trying to read Srimad Bhagavatam. So maybe we chant together. Everybody unmute. This is also another key verse for today. So I'll share all this slide presentation. So you don't need to write. Just to focus on hearing this sound vibration. Please read after me. Jamma Guyam Bhagavato.
Janma Guyam Bhagavato.
Jamma Guyam Bhagavato. Jaye Tat Prayato Naraha. Jaye Tat Prayato Naraha. Ayam Praptal Grinan Bhaktya. Ayam Pratal Grinan Bhaktya. Ka Gramat Vimuchyate. Dukat Gramat Vimuchyate. So next week the Jammastam is coming. So Bhagavata Jamma. So Krishna's birth is Guhyam. It's very mysterious. Aja. Krishna is Aja. Krishna is unborn. But unborn takes place. Unborn takes birth. This is the mysterious of Krishna. And also Guhyam, very secret. So then, ya eta prayato naraha. In order to understand, you have to make a prayata. Prayatanam karotu. You have to make an endeavor. How? Sayam, pratal, sayam kale. Sayam means, what is the meaning of sayam?
It's Sandhya.
Yeah,
Right?
Sandhya, evening.
Yeah,
Yes.
evening, yeah.
Pratal means?
Morning?
Morning, yes.
Yeah.
Morning and evening. So, Grinan, you must sing. You must glorify the Lord morning and evening. How? Bhaktya, with love.
With love.
So morning and evening, you glorify the Lord, sing the Lord, you read Bhagavatam. You read Bhagavatam morning and evening. And then what will happen? Dukkha gramat vimuchyate. Gramat, by grip of dukkha. Whatever pain in your heart, whatever happened in your past, whatever worry, anxiety for the future, this dukkha gramat, difficult to get out of this grip of dukkha. But if you do that, vimuchyate, you will get released. So, sayam pratal grinnan bhaktya, every day, morning and evening, reading Bhagavatam, this jnana tapasa. So, Bhava, many people, they got liberation. They achieved Krishna. They attained the transcendental love by this jnana tapasa. Okay, please read the translation.
Bhavini Mataji, can you unmute yourself, please? Bhavini?
Whoever carefully recites the mysterious appearances of the Lord with devotion in the morning and in the evening gets relief from all miseries of life.
So, thank you, Bhavini.
Yes, thank you. This is our motto. So how to develop love? Let us read one more time. Vitaraga, everyone unmute please. Let's read one more time. Vitaraga bhaya kroda. Anmaya mam upasritaha. Ahavo jnana tapasa. Uttamatpavam agataha. So here it then says, thus they all attained transcendental love for me. Krishna doesn't give any exception. Oh, because you are black African, you can't understand me. No, Krishna didn't say it. Oh, you're born in Korea, so you cannot understand. No, Krishna didn't say it.
Everybody can unmute, sorry. Please,
yeah, please
everyone
unmute
can
now.
unmute yourself, please.
Mute, confusing.
Please,
so,
thank
mute
you.
Now. So Krishna is saying that everyone who follow this process, regardless of race, regardless of gender, regardless of state of their living, regardless of state of their position, they'll attain love for me. Then the question arises, after attaining love, what will happen? After love, obtaining this love, what will happen to in my life? Would you like to know? What will happen to us? Love is everything. So that after attaining love, Uta mat bhavam agata. What is the impact of this love? So then, this verse is the answer. So this verse is one of our verse in Srimad Bhagavatam prayers. Bande nanda braja strinaham padarenum avikshnasha yasam harigato kitam punati bhuvanatrayam. Okay, please read translation.
Okay, next one is the Balkrishna Darji Prabhu. Balkrishna Prabhu, please.
Yes, thank you.
Thank
I
you.
repeatedly offer my respects to the dust from the feet of the women of Nanda Maharaj's cowherd village. When these gopis loudly chant the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the three worlds.
Once you attain love, this is the verse given by Uddhava when he experienced the gopis' love for Krishna. And then after experiencing this one, he's saying that Bande Nanda Braja Srinam. Bande, I offer obeisances. Nanda Braja Srinam. All the Gokul, all the ladies not directly Padarenum, their dust, the dust coming from their feet. Padarenum abhipshanasa. So I offer obeisances. I'm not qualified to obeisances directly to their lotus feet. I'm not qualified. I'm not qualified to love directly onto their presence. I'm not qualified. Their love is so high, I'm only qualified to offer obeisances to the dust from their feet. Why? Because Yasam Harigato Gita, their Harikatha, their Harigita, their story, their narration of, their talking of the Krishna, their singing of Krishna, Yasam Harigato Gita, these Harikatha, Harigita is Punati Bhuvanatrayam. Bhuvana, 3 words, not only 1 word. Trayam, 3 words, Punati, they purifies all. These gopis loudly, when these gopis loudly chant the glories of Sri Krishna, the vibration purifies the 3 words. If you develop true love for Krishna, then that vibration goes to not only your family, your society, your community, your country, not only this globe, it goes to entire universe. So this is impact of Mappavam Agataha, when you attain pure love for Krishna. So in this way, we can see clearly by example of Srila Prabhupada. Prabhupada had true love for Krishna. Due to this purity of love, when Prabhupada came west, he developed a center for, within his own lifetime, 108 temples he developed. So now we have globally more than 800 centers we have, and then globally Harikatha, and then the Harina, and the Rathayatra, all this take place by his love for Krishna. Aprakriti Bhalabhasha is a transcendental love. So in this way, in order to understand Bhagavatam, in order to understand Krishna, what matters? Only love matters. So how to develop love? 3 stages: Vitaraga Bhaya Kuroda, and Ashrita, and then finally Jnana Tapasa. So that this is the beginning, the mindset we have to listen Srimad Bhagavatam. So this is introduction. Now let us move on to Bhagavatam. Last time we discussed up to first line of Srimad Bhagavatam, first canto, first chapter, 2nd verse. So Dharma Projita Kaita Botramo Nilmat Saranam Satam. So we discussed Nilmat Saranam. What does it mean by Nilmat Saranam? What does it mean by purity? We discussed. And then today we discussed Shivadam Tapatra Umbulanam. So Bhagavatam is Shivadam, is well-being. Shivadam means auspiciousness. That's why the Lord Shiva, we call the Lord Shiva, because the Shiva brings all the auspiciousness. So Bhagavatam itself brings auspiciousness. Why? Because Bhagavatam destroys 3 miseries. Tapatraya Unmulanam. Unmala not only just destroys, for example, there is a wheat outside grass. We cut them all, but sooner or later it's coming back again. It's not completely destroying, but Bhagavatam uprooting the miseries. And it's not just cutting and destroying the misery, uprooting all the 3 miseries. So this is Bhagavatam. So then who wrote this Srimad Bhagavatam? Srimad Bhagavate Mahamuni Krite. Who is Mahamuni? Vyasadeva, he wrote. Yes, Vyasadeva, he wrote Bhagavatam. Kimba pare ishvara satya hritya bharatetra. So Bhagavatam is uprooting this 3 misery. Not only that, when you read the Bhagavatam, Ishvaraha, Krishna, Satya, immediately, Hridi, in our heart, Avarutate, get established. Atra, here and now. not later, after my retirement, or after my death, or my next life. No, not later. Or maybe when I go to Vrindavan. No, not in Vrindavan. Or maybe when I go to maybe Mayapur, maybe my bhakti will develop more. No, atra, right here and now. Ishvara, Krishna, Satya, immediately, well, within our heart, will establish. That's why he said, Kimba Pare, what's the use of all other scriptures? If you have a Bhagavatam, he said, that's enough. That's enough. So in this way, it says, Bhagavatam is enough for our happiness. Why is Bhagavatam is enough for our happiness? Because Krishna can walk into our heart. Ishvara Satya Hrita Bharatatra Kritivi. So there is a slight difference between Bhagavad Gita and Bhagavatam. Only slight difference. So in the Bhagavad Gita it says, Bhaktya mam abhijananti yavanyascha tatvataha tato mam tatvato gyatva vishate tat anantaram. So that in the Gita says, anyone can read the translation, please?
Yeah, it's a Yashwini Sachida Didi, please. Can you unmute yourself? Yes.
Hare Krishna. One can understand me as I am, as the Supreme Personality of Godhead, only by devotional service. And when one is in full consciousness of me, by such devotion, he can enter into the kingdom of God.
So Gita says, if you serve Krishna, and then if you offer love, and then if you constantly engaged in the service, bhaktyamam avijananti, you'll get to know me. And then at the end, he said, he can enter into the kingdom of God. So mam tattvato gyatva, having understand Krishna, mam means Krishna, gyatva, having known tattvata, in truth, vishate tat anantaram, you can walk into. So you have to work. Bhagavatam says, Krishna comes to your heart. Krishna walk into your heart. Here Gita says, you have to go to reach Krishna. There's a slight difference. Either Bhagavatam, either Bhagavad Gita, we meet Krishna through this medium. But the approach is slightly different. Gita, you have to walk into kingdom of God. But Bhagavatam, Krishna comes to you. Next. Again, Bhaktya ananyaya shaka aham evam vido arjuna nyatum drashitum cha tatvena praveshitum cha parantapa. Having known Krishna Gnatum, and then if you know Krishna Drashtam, you're able to see Krishna. Actually, without knowing Krishna, just seeing Krishna, you're not really seeing Krishna. And then after that, Praveshtum Chat Parantapa, you'll enter into Krishna. So read translation, please.
Yeah, Sabani Anna Garish, please, can you unmute yourself? Shabani?
Yes.
Garish? Yeah, thank you.
My dear Arjuna, only by undivided devotional service can I be understood as I am, standing before you, and can thus be seen directly. Only in this way you can enter into my mysteries of my understanding.
Here, Krishna doesn't say, I will walk into it. Krishna doesn't say. In this way, if you develop bhakti, not what kind of bhakti? Ananyaya Shakya. Oh, my friend, Ananyaya. Undivided attention, undivided bhakti. If you develop, then you can enter mystery of my understanding. You have to come to me. You have to make endeavor. This is a Gita saying. But Bhagavatam approach is a bit different. So, Srimvata Shrattaya Nityam Grinatascha Svacheshtam Kalena Nati Dilgena Bhagavan Vishyate Hridi Bhagavan Vishyate Hridi Bhagavan Vishyate Hridi. Bhagavan is entered to your heart. Please read the translation here.
Yes, sir. Panchalidi, can you please kindly unmute yourself?
Yeah.
Thank you.
So, persons who hear Srimad Bhagavatam regularly and are always taking the matter very seriously will have the personality of Godhead Sri Krishna manifested in their hearts within a short time. Alex Mira.
No, that's one okay. That's one is another thing. Sorry.
Okay.
So here it says Shrimbataha. If you constantly hear, how? Shrataya, with faith. Nityam. Nityam means constantly. How? Sayam pratar. Pratar, sayam. Morning and evening. Constantly. Morning and evening. Every morning there is sunrise, right? It's called the Nitya. Yes?
Yes.
So moon is called Shasvata. Moon also eternal, constant. But sometimes the moon goes slow, goes down and down, down. Sometimes you cannot see the moon. Although there is a sun in the sky, but you cannot see. But sometimes the full moon, half moon, and sometimes what crescent. Moon constant change. It's called Shasvata. But sun is called Nitya. Always around. Sun never becomes a half. So if you listen Bhagavatam with faith, Shrimbata, constantly Nityam, regularly, if you hear Grinatas cha Svachestam, with feeling, Svachesta, and then Grinat, you glorifying, sharing Srimataha Grinatas, you sharing, after hearing you share, and then Kalena Nati Dilgena, Na Ati Dilgena, within short time. Dilga means long. There is short dream and long dream. Long dream called Dilga Swapna, but Na Ati Dilgena. With short time, Bhagavan Vishate Hridi. Bhagavan, here Prabhupada explained very poetically, Sri Krishna manifest in their heart within short time, manifest. But literally translation is Vishate. We saw this before in Bhagavad Gita. Vishate. Walk into it. Who can walk into it? Bhagavan walks into our heart. This is the potency of Bhagavatam. Then when Krishna walks into our heart, what happens? Here. Pravishta kama radhena randena svanam bhava sharoruham dunoti shamalam Krishna salilasya yathasharad dunoti shamalam Krishna. Krishna dunoti. Krishna cleans. What Krishna cleans? Mala. Different dirt. Shamala. All the dirt. Please read the translation.
Yeah, can I read this with your permission, Prabhu? The sound incarnation of the Lord Krishna, the Supreme Soul, Srimad Bhagavatam, enters into the heart of the self-realized devotee, sits on the lotus flower of his loving relationship, and thus cleanliness, the dust of a material association, such as the lust, anger, and hankering. Thus it acts like a autumnal rains upon pools of muddy water.
Like autumn rains. Autumnal rains. Yeah. So in our heart, we have certain impurity. So let's say lust, anger, desire, hankering, fear, anxiety, envy, jealousy, you name it. We may have this. Someone is a bit manifested form, someone is a dormant form. Oh, I don't have any envy. I don't envy anyone. You may not have it, but you may have a seed of it. We don't know what's going to happen in your life. I'm never angry, but we never know. Maybe some seed will be there. The seed may be dormant, we never know. But here Krishna, when Krishna walks into it, Krishna cleans all of them. So in this way, in the previous verse, Al-Lakshmi Avishanti Enam Sayam Allam Naram. So when you become Shayanam Alasam, when you become Alasam, lazy, and when we are Shayanam, we sleep all the time, then Al-Lakshmi Avishanti, Al-Lakshmi will come. This is one verse from Mahabharata. So Al-Lakshmi Avishanti Enam Shayanam Alasam Naram. So if you want to invite Al-Lakshmi, it's also your choice. So either day or night, it doesn't matter. You try to sleep all the time, and also don't bother about anything. You just be lazy all the time. Then there is an invitation of Al-Lakshmi. But Sayan in the evening, Prata in the morning, if you glorify Krishna, then Krishna will come. So in this way, there is a slight difference of approach of Bhagavatam and Bhagavata. But how different? Actually, there is a no difference. So there is another verse of after what will happen after cleaning. So here, the verse very relevant the current situation. So when we used to have a Janmashtami, thousands of people gathering, our whole field filled with the car park, and then whole the ground with tents and different functions, truly turning into different city. It's a mini city turning into Bhaktivedanta Manor. But this year, it will not happen. But Bhagavatam says that at the cleanse your heart, this festival has to happen to your own heart. So this also is another third point. Today's essential point of today's class. Please read after me. Although this is a bit long, please try to read after me. This is a very, very, very important verse. Ade varamnyam ruchiram nabam nabam. Ade varamnyam ruchiram nabam nabam. Tadeva shasvan manaso mahosavam. Tadeva shokarnav soshanam nurinam. Tadeva shokarnav soshanam nurinam. Yat uttama shloka yasunu giyate. Yat uttama shloka yasunu giyate. So uttama shloka. All this shloka is not ordinary shloka, it's uttama shloka. So what is uttama shloka? Uttama shloka none other than Krishna. So Yashaha, the glories of Krishna, Anugiyate. When we sing this Krishna's glory, what happened? Ramnyam itself is very beautiful. Sloka, Uttama Sloka is beautiful. Our endeavor itself is Ramnyam, also beautiful. And then once we appreciate this beauty, then Ruchiram, the taste will develop. So once we develop this taste, each time when we open Bhagavatam, each time when we hear Bhagavata Katha, then Navam, it's very fresh. And then Navam. And the more we hear, the fresher it gets, fresher and fresher. Tadeva Ramnyam Nuchiram Navam. Tadeva Shasvan Manaso Maosava. When we have this taste, the beautiful taste, and so when the pressure, the taste of Bhagavatam becomes fresher and fresher, then Manasa, within own heart, Maha Utsavam, great festival, Mahosavan will take place. Not only once or twice, Shasvan, constantly. Here, Shasvata. Sometimes this Mahosava also had a different scale. Sometimes the full moon scale or half moon scale, sometimes the crescent scale. But in any form, Shashvan, constantly Maha Utsavan, it takes place. And then once Maha Utsava takes place within our heart, what happened? Shoka Arnava. Arnava is ocean, Shoka Arnava, misery. So sometimes when you are in deep trouble, sometimes we are in distress, looks like we are overwhelmed by this shoka, this is misery. But this shoka will, Shoshanam Narinam, it will be, Shoshana will dry up, completely dry up. When Uttama Sloka Yasona Giyate, when you sing this glory and when we develop taste. So this is result of Krishna's cleaning our heart. Never mind that we trying to clean, but how much can we clean? With a dirty hand, how much you clean? So sometimes we clean the, the temple. The mop itself, when it's dirty, then how much can you clean? But here, Krishna comes and then sit in our heart, and then, oh, I can't stay in dirty place, so let me clean. And Krishna cleans all lust, anger, fear, any anxiety. Krishna cleans them all. So that in this way, Krishna makes us to have the Maha Utsava. So through Jammashtami, Jamma Guyam Bhagavata, Krishna's the divine birth, Aja, one who is not taking birth, that Guya, that mystery will relish. So please read the translation.
Yes, that is the call. Kelly Vrindavana Devi Dasi, would you like to unmute yourself? Kelly Vrindavan Devi Dasi.
Hare Krishna. Yes, those words describing the glories of the old famous personality of Godhead are attractive, relishable, and ever fresh. Indeed, such words are a perpetual festival for the mind, and they dry up the ocean of misery.
Yes. So in this way, Bhagavatam says, so in this way, the approach is a little bit different from Gita and Bhagavatam, but actually there is no difference. So Udara Charitanam Pasteva Kutumbakam. So those who have broad mind, the entire universe is their family. So Udara Salva Evaite Gyani tu Atmeva Me Matam Ashtaha Sahi Yukta Tama Mam Eva Anumattam Katim. So please read translation.
There is a Yashwini Sachide Didi. Would you like to read the translation?
Yes, please, thank you. All these devotees are undoubtedly magnanimous souls, but he who is situated in knowledge of me, I consider to be just like my own self. Being engaged in my transcendental service, he is sure to attain me, the highest and most perfect goal.
So if you truly engage in the service, truly develop love of Krishna, Krishna is saying that I consider them just my own self. This is Krishna's promise. I consider them to be my own self. How? When you are in knowledge of me. In this way, actually, either we going to Krishna or Krishna coming to us is actually all one. All Krishna wants us to be is to be happy. So that in this way, Krishna is saying that Udara Salva Eva Ite, Eva Ite. So those who are broad-minded, those who have compassion, those who are willing to observe the message of Bhagavatam, Krishna says, they are none different from me. So in this way, somehow or other, if we are engaged in Krishna's service, Krishna said here, he is sure to attain me, the highest and the most perfect goal. This is Krishna's promise. So that in the 9th chapter, again, Bhagavad Gita, Krishna said, Konteya pratijanihi name bhakta puranashanti. So sometimes people doesn't trust Krishna's word. So Krishna is three bending, three bangara. So Krishna says these things are meaning the other way. So Krishna is not straightforward. So that Krishna is saying, Arjuna, you declare, Konteya pratijanihi, you declare, just in case someone has a doubt about my saying. So Krishna, you are Kshatriya, you are always straightforward. You say what you say. You say what you mean. So you say, Konteya pratijanehi name bhakta pranashati. My bhakta will never perish. So this is a message of Bhagavatam. So in this way, path for Krishna, either you go or Krishna comes, or many different ways, many paths. So akama salvakamo va moksha kama udaradihi tivrena bhakti yogena yajate purusham param. Still you may want to achieve something, still you may have a desire, still you may have many desires. Salvakama, either you have a old desire or akama. Maybe you might by now fed up with all the desire. Maybe you don't have any desire. Or moksha kama, you may still want to liberation. I had enough. So rather than bhakti, I want to be liberated from this material world. In either case, udaradi, again here udara comes. So if we have a broader intelligence, then tivrena bhakti yogena. With tivrena, with intensity, bhakti yoga, try to engage yourself in the bhakti yoga. Yajeta purisham param, there is a supreme goal in our life. So please read the
Panchali,
translation.
could you unmute yourself, please? Panchali, thank you.
Yeah, Hare Krishna. Yeah. So a person who has broader intelligence, whether he be full of all material desire, without any material desire, or desiring liberation, must by all means worship the Supreme Whole, the personality of Godhead. Hare Krishna.
Thank you. So we have got 1 minute left. So
Yeah.
so let's finish up today's
That's fine.
at least
You can do 5 minutes, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. Last 5 minutes, just maybe question answer can be short
Okay,
and
yeah.
10 minutes. That's fine. 5 minutes you can continue.
Okay, so
Yeah.
second verse
If
it
it's okay with
says,
everyone.
yeah, Dharma prajta kaitavotra paramo nilma saranam satam vedam bhasam attara bhastu shivadam papataran ummulanam. So we did today half verse, half sloka, sloka alta. Srimad Bhagavatam Mahamuri Purite Kimba Pare Ishvaraha. So what's the use of all other scriptures? Because Ishvara Satya Hirta Bharatatra Kritivi will Krishna will be established within your own heart. So what kind of heart? Here again the last line Krishna, the Veda Vyasa is showing us how to invite Krishna within our own heart. So we discussed already by hearing all these things. This is kritivi, our own endeavor. We have to make a prayatnam. We have to make endeavor, and also shushurushavi. We have to willing to hear. Shushurushu, literally shushurushu means the desire to hear. So in this, if we hear to somehow, if it develops the desire to hear by culture, then takshana, without delay, Krishna will be established within our heart. Krishna will walk into our heart. This is the message. This is the meaning of second verse, and also this is Srimad Bhagavatam. This is the definition of Srimad Bhagavatam. This is second verse of first canto, first chapter. Yes. So let me end here. So now next week we'll go into this one. Then who is Krishna? Why we invite Krishna? Why we have to invite Krishna in our heart? So we know the different aspect of Krishna. And also next week, I think it's good we discuss this Krishna. I think it was Krishna's arrangement that next week, Wednesday is Janmashtami. The day before Tuesday, we'll discuss who Krishna is. So then we will fully appreciate the function of Janmashtami. So I didn't plan this way, but Krishna planned in this way. So
that's fine. Thank you, Patanjali Muni
thank
Prabhu.
you.
You're
Thank
really
you. So I'll take a
enlightening us,
question
all
now.
of us. Thank you very much. Thank you. And Patanjali Muni Prabhu, thank you for your classes. We have to have, this is a question and answer now.
Yeah, please.
So
go ahead.
if anyone has a question, please kindly raise your hand, and then we will go until 7:15 is the last. So 7:10 should be the last question. Is anyone has any question? Hare Krishna. Does anyone have any question about the Srimad Bhagavatam today classes or anything you like to know?
Let me question you. Was it two here, Patanjali Mataji? Okay.
Yeah, that is Hari Krishna. Okay, Patanjali Mataji, can you unmute yourself and please
Yeah,
ask the
please unmute,
question?
please. Yeah.
I will.
Hare Krishna Prabhu. First of all, thank you so much. Thank you very much indeed for the lovely class. Mine is actually not a question, but just a realization, and the beautiful realization that, you know, although we do approach what you just explained, the difference between the Bhagavad Gita and the Bhagavatam, that you can approach Krishna in any way, but as long as there is true love, as long as there is true bhakti, Krishna will come to your heart. And that to me is the greatest message that I've received from your class today.
Oh, wow.
Thank you, thank you.
That's
You
wonderful.
explained better than me. Thank you, Mataji. I learned from you. Thank you.
Prabhu, thank you so much.
If anyone would like to share the realization
Yeah,
as
please
well,
share your
please.
enlightenment. Please enlighten us. It's not just a question. You
Yes,
can enlighten
please.
us. Your realization also valuable for this whole group. This your enlightenment, your realization actually makes this class very wholesome. Please go ahead. Don't be
Please,
shy.
kindly. Yeah.
Yes.
Hare Krishna, Patanjali Muni Prabhu.
Yeah,
Palika
Wonderful.
Mataji.
So wonderful. That's, I mean, I've been studying Srimad Bhagavatam. What my realization, no matter how many times you've gone through the verses, it becomes newer and newer and newer. That's why it's so good to have the class from the beginning. And that's why Krishna gives us this knowledge within our heart. To get, you know, study more, you will come to more. I want you to be in my life, in your life. You know, that's what I understand from starting from the beginning, because Bhagavatam has started in my life 18 years ago, but today it still seems very new to me. So it's really wonderful. I really thank you very, very much. Thank you.
Thank you, Palika Mataji. Thank you.
Thank you for your encouragement, Hare Krishna.
Is anybody else have any realization to share with Patanjali Muni Prabhu and or any questions? Please come forward. Panchali, do you still have any question? Your hand is raised or anything to share?
No, sorry, Mataji. I think that was a legacy hand. Sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. No worries. Thank you very much. Yes.
Hare Krishna.
Yes, Haribo.
Hare Krishna is Smita speaking. Hare Krishna Patanjali Prabhu. Thank you so much for a wonderful class. And I really enjoyed your class because it gives us a deep insight of Srimad Bhagavatam from the very beginning, from the very first shloka and the second shloka. And and I'm really like impressed like how the first second shloka has such a deep meaning, which are both related to Bhagavad Gita and also some bits from Chaitanya Charitamrita, and you actually put them all together and elaborated in the first two shlokas. I'm really thankful to you. Such a wonderful class. Thank you so much from the deepest from my heart. Thank you. I really appreciate.
Hare Krishna. I'm in the still learning process. Rather than praising, I need a little bit chastisement. Prabhuji, this is not clear. Maybe this is a bit you are thinking wrong. So I want to have this kind of comment.
Prabhuji, I never heard any such a deep taking all that time for just one shloka explanation in such a deep digging it deep down. It was really wonderful. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna.
Oh,
Hare
thank you,
Krishna.
Sridharlal. Thank you very much for your wonderful appreciation for Patanjali Muni Prabhu. I was feeling the same when the classes began.
Yeah.
And I was really praying to Krishna that I hope that everyone understand that the same feeling what I go through, that because so much deep feeling in one verse, like only we done 1.5 verse for 1 whole hour. And there is still to learn more and more. So yes, you're right. I mean, I think you just said many people might be feeling the same what you explained to Patanjali Muni Prabhu about his preaching. Thank you very much for sharing. Thanks a lot.
Thank
Hare
you.
Krishna.
Hare Krishna.
There's a Surya Prabhu who unmuted himself, or would you like to say anything?
Yeah, Hare Krishna. I'm attending for the first time, Prabhuji, Mataji. And one question, please, if I may, humble request.
Please go ahead.
Vitaraga Bhayakrodha, it's a fantastic shloka, verse. I used to hear it in the Bhagavad Gita, and Prabhuji quoted it and taught it today. I mean, we understand it to some extent, that we should not have anger, passion, things like this, but it is affecting us every day. I don't know how we can control it or overcome these kind of emotions in our day-to-day life.
So how do we control this control this emotion? It's a very practical question. Yes, we are going through even hour by hour. Sometimes, 1 hour we become happy, the other hour we become a bit moody, and sometimes it happens. Challenge comes constantly. So Vita, Raga, Bhaya, Kuroda, the main point is that ultimately when we focus on our own feeling, our own understanding, our own expectation, that lead to Bhaya and Kuroda and Raga. So as you are first time, so let me share a story. All other members, they're familiar with this story, but I'll repeat for the enlightenment for everybody. So that when Ganga Mata threw the baby, her own children into the river, and Santanu was very much distressed. King Santanu was saying that these children, they are royal children, they have to carry on my succession. How come you throw my baby into the river? But he was bound by this promise that he's not going to ask anything what Ganga Devi does. So in this way, in his part, he could not understand why Ganga does that. But there is a higher purpose to it. So that due to his ignorance of prior arrangement, Ganga with Vasudev, 8 Vapsus, so that due to that ignorance, it causes his anger, anxiety, and fear. So if you know the truth, then this Ganga actually giving a favor to this newborn baby, so that they don't want to get contaminated with this material world. They want to go back straight away to spiritual world. So Ganga Devi is helping them actually. External eyes, Ganga Devi is murdering them. But internal point of view, Ganga Devi is releasing this baby. So in this way, when we experience certain anger, then we have to look at ourselves. What was my expectation? Why I have this expectation? What reason do I have this expectation? So then, is my expectation has to do with the Krishna or only with my emotion? So we have to think about ourselves. This is called ahankara kritam. So whatever expectation is coming from our ego. Is that truly what I expected is coming from Krishna? So in this way, constantly we have to know, we have to align our life with Krishna's service. So that in this way, we have to see in terms of service, in terms of Krishna's vision. That's why Bhagavata, first Krishna gives is transcendental vision. Krishna says that Dadami te chakshu, divyam chakshu. So I'm going to give you transcendental eyes to see me. Previously, Arjuna saw Krishna, but when he wants to see universal form, Krishna says that you can't see me with your own normal eyes. This is a teaching to us. We cannot see our own eyes to Krishna. We cannot see whatever happening. We try to understand with our own eyes, but that's not the way of understanding. So first of all, Krishna gives you eyes first, divya chakshu. Then Krishna gives buddhi also. Tesham sadata yuktatam bhadata puriti pulbakam dadami buddhi yogam tam yenamam upayantite. Dadami buddhi yogam. I also have to give you intelligence. your intelligence is contaminated by your own expectation, your desire. I have to give you intelligence also. So in this way, everything when we relate to Krishna, then day-to-day life, something upsetting happens, then we can think, oh, maybe Krishna wants to happen in that way, not in this way. So that you will lessen your expectation. At the same time, you will do your best, whatever duty is given for you, without expectation of the fruit, so that you just do as offering. So whatever you do, if you mold in a way that as offering to him, then the level of your raga and bhaya and krodha will go down. Is that okay, Prabhu?
Surya Prabhu?
Thank you, Prabhu. That's a really beautiful explanation and very nice transcendental stories you told us about Ganga Mataji and divine vision that Lord Krishna gave to Arjuna. Thank you so much.
Okay, Hare
Malika
Krishna.
Mataji, would you like to say anything on this as well,
Yes.
please, if you
Yes.
don't mind? Thank you.
Thank you very much, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. How do you offer that? You know, you are saying that, you know, anything comes in your mind and because it's disturbing you. How would one person would offer that as a service to Krishna for him to get over the present situation, whatever the person is feeling? How do you offer that to Krishna?
How do you offer that?
Yes, thank you.
Through your sincerity, through your purity. I'll share one story. I shared this before, but in order to illustrate this point, I'll share again. One lady is so poor, so that she couldn't get away from her village. So even if she wants to take a darshan, she has to walk many, many miles with the bare feet. This lady is so old and fragile, so that it's not easy for her to go to long distance to see Krishna. But one day, she made a determination that my time is coming to an end. So now, if I don't push myself to see Krishna, I will not able to see Krishna again. So she pushed herself, that she walked and walked and walked, and then she reached the temple. And then once she entered inside the temple, then she felt so sorry to Krishna. I have not seen you so many years, and then I came to see you, but I came here with a bare hand. Nothing I brought with me. I'm so fragile, I couldn't carry anything, and also I'm so poor, then I cannot even offer you one paisa. So she folded her hand, I'm sorry, Krishna. And then at that time, out of this desperate situation, her tears coming out of her eyes. And then Krishna revealed from her heart, oh my devotee, that one drop of tear is enough for me. Patram, pushpam, pallam, toyam. Toyam is one drop of water. Pallam is one fruit. Pushpam is one flower. It's all singular. It's not, in Sanskrit, there is a singular, dual, and plural. So patram, one leaf is singular. Pushpam, one flower is singular. Patram, pushpam, pallam, one fruit is all singular. But toyam, normally English, water is water. There is no singular and plural. But here, Krishna said toyam is singular, one drop of water. That one drop of water is enough for me. So she offered her desperate pain, her desperate situation, poverty, all this emotion, she offered to Krishna that I'm so poor, but this is where I am. So I'm sorry. That sincerity Krishna took as a service. That sincerity Krishna took as offering. That one drop of tears, Krishna said, that's enough. So in this way, any trouble we go through, Krishna, I think you put me in this way so that I become stronger. You think you put me this pain so that I can become more sincere devotee. So that in this way, you know, the diamond the more you rub it, cutting, that becomes shining. So, Krishna, you want me to shine. That's why you put me in this trouble. So in this way, you have to turn your mind in a way that everything is offering. Even your suffering, if we go suffering, this is, you have to think as the best offering for Krishna. So this is how we mold our consciousness.
Thank you so much to make it so simple. I think I feel myself that more we become simple, I think our problem is because we are so complex. I think that's what makes us separate from Krishna. If we become simpler, more simpler we are, more connected we get with Krishna. Thank you so much.
Hare Krishna. So I think we were a bit over time, so that I'm sorry about that. So that let us
Please
do.
don't say sorry, Patanjali Muni Prabhu. I think you have enlightened us, and everybody is most welcome. If they think that 7 o'clock they have to leave, they're most welcome and accept our humble obeisances, and all goes to Srila Prabhupada, then they can always welcome to leave. However, the one thing is just would like to say is that 7:15, obviously it's 7 o'clock we start our question answer and the realization now every Tuesday 7 o'clock to 7:15. But if there is anyone want to stay a little bit back and want to ask any question, you're most welcome. Till 7:30 we'll finish it off. And yes, thank you for staying with us and hearing Patanjali Muni Prabhu and enlightening us with your realization and your questions. I think today's class was something really so much inspiration that I can't wait for another Tuesday now.
So, and also I shared this slide which I showed you, so that during the class you don't need to write it down anything. Just here, put your 100% energy into hearing, so that if you want to listen later, that there will be recording will be available. Today also I have to say thank you to Meghna Mataji and Alkesh Babu, so that they helped greatly to make this presentation presentable. And also they are helping us to putting this on the recording, so that we are very indebted to Alkesh Babu, Meghna Mataji's service. I really thank you. And in this way, so due to their assistance, so that somehow, even if you miss a few verses, even if you miss some sentences, then you can go back again, you can check slides, and also if you're trying to memorize the slides, then you can do that. And also if you're trying to share the class with your close friend or family, you are welcome to do so. So this is it's a public, it is all available for you, so that
everybody can share with anyone, with friends or family.
Yes,
and also, as you mentioned, Patanjali Muni Prabhu, I would like to really say again thank you to Alkesh Prabhu and Meghna Mataji, because they've been in touch with me today afternoon. And Meghna Mataji did ask for doing, and I just said, just please go ahead with it. And I just created them as an admin so they can help us out throughout the whole sessions of the Srimad Bhagavatam now on. And thank you, Palika Mataji, for staying with us. And we will definitely need you now and then. So please stay with us every Tuesday. Thank you so much, Patanjali Muni, from all enlightening classes. Please, Vanchakalpa, can you do that?
Okay, I'll do closing prayers.
Yeah.
Om Asato Ma Satgamaya Tamaso Ma Jyotirgamaya Mrityurma Amritangamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Om Salve Bhavantu Sukhina, Salve Santu Niramaya, Salve Patrani Pashantu, Makasi Tukabak Bhave. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Now all together. Jaya Sri Krishna Chaitanya Prabhu Nityananda Sri Advaita Gadadhara Shivasani Gaura Bhakta Vrinda. Hare Krishna 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 Hare 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 Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare, Hare Krishna, Krishna Krishna, Hare Hare, Hare Rama, Rama Rama, Hare Hare. Srila Prabhupada ki jai. Panchakalpatarubhascha kripa sindhubhyeva patitanam pavanebhyo vaishnavebhyo namo namaha. Gaura Bhakta Vrinda ki jai.
Jai.
Hare
Thank
Krishna.
you. Haribol. Haribol. Thank you.